Hey guys, welcome to MuseAndMagic 1111. Thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into this twin flame journey. Today I'm just going to do a reading strictly intuitive. I'm not going to pull any cards. I'm not going to pull any oracles. I'm just going to let Spirit guide me into the messages that need to come through. And I'm not going to play a song. I'm not going to do a very specific healing. I'm just going to jump right into the message, okay? If that's okay with you. So, I always like to do these as a bit of a conversation. You know what I mean? It's just like one-on-one, talking about the energies that are present right now within this particular journey. And I always feel very guided, when I do this. It's, just Spirit again just kind of gives me messages sometimes throughout the week, throughout a phase of time, and I just somehow know when I'm supposed to just translate these messages and give them to you. So right now I feel like first of all, just let me say, very recently, I've had a lot of people here tell me that over this past weekend they had suffered from food poisoning. I mean, a lot of people, many not having any relationship to the other. So what that tells me is that, clearly there's been some type of a mass food contamination or something. Whether it's been on the news or not, I don't know, because I don't really watch the news. The fake news, I should say. I don't really watch the news. I come across the information as Spirit gives it to me, and I come across what I need to know when I need to know it. But there's been something going on with that. What I'm saying, even with that, that's part of a read, because that's still telling us that, there is something that needs to be managed better, right? Something needs to be managed better. We all have to start really taking accountability also for what we're putting into our bodies. And by that, I'm not speaking just about food. That is important. But I'm also speaking about how we treat our bodies as a whole, what we're putting into our bodies, meaning what we're watching, the music we listen to, the movies we watch, the shows that we watch. All of that is feeding us something. It's feeding the subconscious, and it's feeding us physically. I'm sorry, y'all know I'm real OCD, so I really cannot stand not being all the way put together, and this is bothering me. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. Not sorry. But even with that, I feel like my divine feminines out here that I'm speaking with, I feel like the divine masculines that I'm speaking of for this particular collective is you pay attention to details. You're very much so you're very detail oriented, but in many ways I think you all also have some OCD tendencies as well, whether it be about perfection or not liking flaws, whether it be about just really being attracted to beautiful things or beauty. That's very Oshun energy, just pretty shiny things. I feel like my masculines are the ones that I'm speaking to. I feel like most of these masculines are very attractive, very handsome men. You're very well put together. You clean up well. No matter what you do as a career or in your day life or whatever, you're very well put together. You clean up very well. You like to be pretty clean shaven, and even if you're not, there's still like this method to the madness. Even if you have a very grunge like look, it's purposefully done. It's purposely done, right? For my divine feminines, you're very particular. You really do like nice things. I feel like many of you do have that Oshun energy, just being very attracted to shiny, beautiful things, golds and silvers, rhinestones, crystals, glitter, things that yell out feminine energy, right? Or that are very magical, right? Things that are shiny reminds you of magic. It's like Tinkerbell, kind of like twirling her wands around and this glitter is coming from it. That's how I view the energy of the divine feminines. Right now, I do feel like a lot of my feminines are still coming kind of out of this space. I think you're coming up out of it now, but have been kind of residing in the space of almost being extremely exhausted, just like overworked, underpaid, or overworked, sleep deprived, and like, you know, you've just been going like the Energizer Bunny. And it's almost like you're just at a space and a time where you're just tired. You really just want to just say, fuck it. You know, is this all life has to offer? I have to constantly be in survival mode, meaning get it mode, hustle mode. Like I'm constantly accomplishing, knocking away, chipping away at my goals and whatever. But what else? You know, I feel like there's like this massive yearning for, I feel like you're okay without it, but you still deep down really yearn for a soul connection, especially with a divine masculine who knows you, who understands your soul, who literally can hear you when you're speaking because they're actually really listening, not just attentively, but intuitively. You desire someone who can help you to reside back in your feminine, who can put you back in that Oshun energy where you can stay there, not just bring her out when you have to be the lover for a night or the lover, you know, for that person in that moment on your date night or, you know, whatever, but just really put you there. I feel like a lot of my feminines, even with children, it's like you feel, I hear someone saying, I just can't catch a break. In a way, that means catch a break with life, maybe with your career or finances or your goals. For some of you, it means like I literally can't catch a break. I'm so busy going, doing. It's like even when I take a break, I'm not really on break. I still got some other shit I'm doing over here while I'm on break. So now when I get back, I really still never took the time off. And then after all of that, I come home and I'm still dealing with the kids and they need me and all of the things they need and going, never a break, right? Heart connection. I just feel like you desire a heart connection, a connection with a true masculine who is there for your soul, who is there to really help make your life easier, okay? For my masculines, I do feel like the masculines are having these it's like I almost feel like since the masculine has stepped away from or left or chosen a karmic or chosen some third party situation or chosen the career or this, you know, because third party could be anything, you know, it doesn't have to be a woman. I feel like divine masculines who have chosen to do something different, chosen to rebel against this connection and this union, I feel like ever since they made that choice, life has been just really topsy-turvy for them. It's been up and down. There's been this facade of, I'm so happy, everything is so great. Oh yeah, life is good, you know, if you were to ask. But in reality, in the background, the program running in the background, and the reality is, they'll never let you know if life is not good because they feel like they have to put up the illusion for you. You're the divine feminine. I cannot look like a loser. I cannot look like, you know, life is not good. I cannot look like I'm broke. I cannot look like I don't have my shit together. You know what I'm saying? I cannot look like a failure. So you'll never know. That's why every time you've asked or reached out, either there's I'm going to ignore you, or when there is a response, it's as if everything is just on the up and up, right? Everything is grand, it's great, it's, you know, life is wonderful. I feel like my divine masculines are very stoic at this time. It's like they're emotionless. Like they're not living life. They're living, but they're not living life to the fullest. And it's like this daily redundancy of existence. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. It's like I just get up every day. I do the same thing over and over again. with the same people, the same shit, the same bullshit, you know, like what the fuck. So you're both actually, that's so interesting. You're both kind of going through this phase of divine feminine man. I'm out here working, I'm hustling, I am actually accomplishing things. I'm knocking, you know, chipping away at my goals, and I'm reaching them little by little, this and that and the other. But I feel overworked, underpaid. I haven't really reaped the rewards yet. I haven't really reaped my harvest. And is this all life has to offer? Now what? If I don't have love, right? A heart connection. And then the flip side of that is that the masculine is experiencing the fact that he thinks he's in some heart connection that he's really not in, because his heart isn't really in it. And on top of that, there's like, okay, I've been working and putting in this work. Again, he's not really seeing the fruits of his labor. And it's like, damn, it's the same redundancy every day. Is it really worth it? Right? Is it really worth it? Without heart connection. Although he's not thinking about it, not himself not being a heart connection, he can't put the pieces together of the puzzle, like what's missing. Not recognizing that it's his divine feminine. Okay. Someone is definitely needing to get out into nature. That keeps coming up over and over again. It's even coming up intuitively. Someone, it really desires to get back to nature. Someone desires vacation, like really to just kind of be able to, it's not go into hibernation, but it is unplug. You know, someone probably really needs to get into some forest area, you know, with trees. Someone else is desiring to get back to the water. So maybe that looks like somewhere tropical, it looks like beach, or it looks like, you know, river, you know, if it's not ocean, it's river, some type of water source. This just reminds me of, I want to say someone is thirsty, but it reminds me of White Man Can't Jump, when Rosie Perez played the love interest of, what's his name? One of the main characters, not Wesley Snipes, but the other guy, the basically the white guy that played her love interest. And she tells him, you know, I'm thirsty, or something like that, or I need a glass of water, something like that. Or I think she says, I'm thirsty. And there's a part in the movie where it comes up where she tells him, and I haven't seen this movie in years, so I know I'm just paraphrasing it, but it's almost like she tells him, hey, when I say I'm thirsty, you need to recognize what I mean, what that means when I say thirsty. In essence, like, am I thirsty, or do I actually just want a glass of water? Okay? So that comes up for me. You know, I don't know how that resonates, but just take it as it does. I feel like someone is thirsty, and on one hand, that definitely means, you know, it is heating up out here. It's hot in a lot of places right now on the planet. So, as things are changing, someone may really be thirsty because you're not giving yourself enough nourishment, probably not eating properly, and you're probably not hydrating as much as you need to. However, for some of you, that really means I'm thirsty. Like, you really yearn for a heart. You need lovemaking. You need some cocooning. You need to be underneath, beneath, beside, cuddling with your divine other half, or with some, you know, high-level soulmate that can fill those shoes at this time. Because some masculines, you know, or some divine other halves are going to kind of miss out on the opportunity if they don't get it together very quickly. Because there is, let me just say this, especially for my feminines, there is a high-level soulmate trying to come towards you. The only reason it really hasn't happened is because you haven't let go. You haven't let go of your ex. You haven't let go of your divine masculine, if he is not if he's still rebelling. You haven't let go. And it's almost like if you still have this, remember I told you about that Steve Harvey, it was like a few readings ago. And he was telling his mama, right, Mama, I'm about to get me a new car. I'm about to get me a new car every day. And I guess the mom would just, stay straight-faced. And eventually he was like, Mom, like, how come every time I tell you I'm about to get a new car, you don't ever say nothing? It's like you ain't happy for me. What, you don't think I'm going to do it? And basically she kind of just looks at him and says, Steve, if I remember this correctly, but Steve, your old car is still in the driveway on cinder bricks. So how can you attract the new and be ready for the new if you still got the old car, the old energy sitting, blocking the driveway, broke down, stuck on bricks? You understand? So some of you have to learn to let go. You have to move the car out of the driveway. You have to remove the energy of the exes. You have to do your rituals and say, hey, I release you. I let you go truly. I know, feminine, I hear you. But I've done that already. And all the stuff. But you haven't. You went through the motions, but you did not let it go. So think about that as we approach the full moon, the next full moon. I'm not looking at my calendar, so I can't give you the very specific date. But it's very important that you do a release ritual with the full moon. Best time, because what that will do is that will allow you to, the belief is in Wicca or whenever you're doing moon work, is that when the moon is full, it's the most powerful, of course. And as you're doing the releasing of whatever you're trying to release, that as the moon starts to as it starts to wane, that it basically gets smaller and smaller, and so it's also dissipating. Whatever it is you're releasing is also getting smaller and smaller. It's also dissipating. So you want to work with the moon cycles, and that's typically what I do. Oftentimes I'll even have moon parties, and where we'll do that, where we'll do yoni steams and cleanses for the divine feminines. And so we're doing a lot of releasing in the body, but also releasing, whatever it is that we need to release emotionally, mentally, or relationally. So just think about that. And again, you guys, just be sure to keep tuning in and checking back on the readings, or you can go to MuseAndMagic.net and just, follow the calendars, because I do post my events there at MuseAndMagic.net so that you can see what is coming up, whether it's a cuddle party, which some of you need. Like I said, you are yearning for that physical touch and for that, being cuddled and maybe even coddled and, cocooned and whatever. So that is what a cuddle party can be very helpful for, just helping to kind of, it has its own healing abilities. Each position that we cuddle in does something very specific, either to our bodies, our organs, our mental, right? So attending a cuddle party can be very helpful. And for me, it's sacred cuddle huddles. I don't call mine cuddle parties because I get down a little differently than the cuddle party people, and I appreciate them for putting the cuddles on the map. But she always does what she does the way she does. So mine is a little bit different. And I do cater to my people of color, because we tend to sometimes be very much on the back end. We always get into a thing when it's going dang near out of style. People been on it, other people, for eons, and now we're finally getting on the wheel. Oh, this is cool now. No, this has been something that has been happening, and I just am really trying to get my colorful people, my brown skinned folks, really to understand how we can heal our own selves from every ailment, from everything, from every mental, emotional disturbance or dis-ease in the body, if we just learn how to holistically do so, meaning just take care of our spiritual, our emotional, our mental, and put the right things in our bodies as well. We wouldn't need the medications, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't get that far, let our bodies get that far out of balance, because that's all dis-ease is a imbalance in the body. So I do the cuddle parties, I do tantric workshops, which I am going to start back doing those, intro to tantra, just so you can just get an introduction as to what that is, and how to heal your relationship. If you're in a relationship with your divine masculine and your top's a little topsy-turvy, it's a little rocky, or whoever you're in a relationship with, you can learn how to heal that, heal through some things, and really go into a deeper connection with the tantric, some tantric practices. So I think that's it, you guys. I mean, I just feel like that's really what needed to come up and come out, just to let you know where the general energies are right now surrounding divine feminines and divine masculines at this time. There definitely needs to be a release. There are some, I think, that I see right now. I literally see someone walking out of the door with like a bag. And so there are some divine masculines that are leaving situations, toxic situations or karmic situations. And kudos to you, because you are being very brave. But it's going to take time. Rome was not built in a day. So when we have this detachment or this walk away, it's almost like a divorce for some, actually, and a breaking of a relationship. It takes time to heal those wounds and to build ourselves back up, to clear the energy of the ex. So again, I say to my feminines, be patient, be kind to yourself, know that you're worthy of great love, know that you don't have to be connected to your twin flame. If you're doing the work to heal, which you are, I know, I can feel it with every fiber of me. I know my feminines are out there really doing the work to heal, learning more about self-love, standing up for yourself, setting boundaries, commanding respect, then and you're growing. You've grown so much, but you're still growing. Then just know that there is a divine masculine for you. And when I say divine masculine, I just mean like a high-level soulmate that is trying to come in. And it would be in your best interest to allow love in. Okay? Universe is always conspiring for our success. So don't worry about whether or not it's the divine masculine is ready right now. He may not be ready for 2 months, 2 years, 3 months, 3 years, 3 decades. Who knows? You deserve love now. So allow that to come in, because that's how you get to your manifestations quicker, by residing in an energy of love. You're giving out love, but you're also allowing yourself to receive love and be loved, and that is going to catapult you forward so quickly into whatever you want to manifest. Love is an energy of manifestation, okay, as is laughter. So get happy. And then for my divine masculines, I'm proud of those of you who are doing the work, who are trying, who are going through a bit of an awakening and noticing and recognizing that. Those of you who have known or do know now that, your divine feminine is your divine feminine, and that there is a such thing as the twin flame relationship. And maybe if you're listening to this, you might just want to consider just acknowledging that. Acknowledging it to yourself, acknowledging it to your divine feminine, in some way, form, or fashion. I'm not pushing you to do that right now, but I am saying, if you were to reach out, if you were to be brave, if you were to just send a text or a letter or something, some message in some way to say, hey, I love you, I know who you are, I personally am not ready right now, or I might be committed in some other situation right now and I have life going on, but I just want you to know that I know, and I will always love you, and you deserve love. Those very simple phrases, 3 things, will heal your divine feminine soul and release her. Release her from your abandonment, right? What she feels like is your abandonment. It will release her from wondering if you know who she is. if you ever knew, if you ever felt the way she thought you felt. And even if you never felt like you were falling in love with her, or like you liked her as much as she liked you, it's still very healing for her soul to know that you recognize the type of high level relationship and soulmate that she is in your life. Okay, this is a time of healing, and we all need to do and say the things that need to be said, do the things that need to be done to heal one another. You know what I'm saying? You could heal a stranger on the street, a homeless person or whatever, by feeding them, giving them a meal and showing them kindness. You can do that to any divine feminine, even if she's not your divine feminine, and say, hey, I'm sorry, any ex that you know that you cut the fool on. This is for both divine feminines and divine masculines. You know you cut the fool, but just reach out and say, hey, I know it's been some time. You probably don't even think about this anymore. I know we were young. I was foolish, but I am very thankful for you being so patient with me. I'm very thankful for the fact that, we did or didn't work out, because it has taught me, it has grown me. But I am so sorry, or I apologize so much if I ever treated you, if I ever treated you wrongly, if I ever didn't acknowledge your love for me, or the way your feelings for me, or whatever. I apologize for cheating on you, or being, or not being honest with you, whatever. But those acknowledgments heal people. Some people have been in arrested development for decades because their mom, their father, their sibling, their boss, their ex never acknowledged they did something to hurt them and said, hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Otherwise, why, when you say things like that to people, do they just break down in tears? Because they needed that release. They needed to be released of that. And I promise you, moving forward, they'll no longer even have memories of that. You'll have healed that memory. They'll remember who you are now and what you've done. I remember Maya Angelou, a quote was that, people don't remember what you do. They don't remember how much you do or what you did or whatever. People remember how you made them feel. They'll always remember that. Okay, so I don't know. I just feel like I needed to say that today. All right. Anyway, that's the messages for today, you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again. And until next time, remember, in all you're getting, get understanding. Remember that love is the highest vibration of all. Love brings change. Love heals all wounds. And again, until next time, Wholeness Fam.